All right. First ban to Miracle. See if they want to stick with the Genji route, if they want to take the Oriole out this time. Adapt. They will adapt immediately. Now this means that BlossoM will have to then ban the Genji, or Miracle will take it. They're considering not doing it and hoping Miracle picks something else, but given the meta, I think that you have to remove it. You're not going to get it if you give it away here.
One of the biggest things with the new roster change to Miracle is because Judy cannot play any Dehaka. He did not play any Dehaka in phase number 2, which also forces Dami to be on Dehaka because they don't have Honkono anymore, which means the drafting has to be different, and oftentimes they mess up to get the best one. And going into Avatar this time, I like this change coming out from first pick.
I think you're absolutely right. Your point becomes so valid when you see the Abathur lock-in. It means they're saying, okay, this is our global. We're not running the Dehaka. We're putting Dami on a hyper carry hero. At least that's what they want to do when they bring the Abathur in. So that means they still get the power of the global on this map, but they don't have to change their drafting style as a result. A great first pick here for Miracle. Really like the adjustment. So BlossoM now, what will they grab here? The Vala Tastar is still available if that's what the path they want to go down. I don't think that it is, though, with Oriole already removed. BlossoM really won't run that without the Oriole. It feels like BlossoM's entire game plan and the beta shifts we've seen in Korea are all revolving around Oriole. And so when the first ban comes down, their draft becomes a little bit lopsided, becomes a little bit awkward. And now they're starting to wonder, what is it going to be that Dami is playing? And they take the safe rotation of Uther Stitches because this is going to be double stuns.
Illidan's open. Dami can still bring that out and use that as a global, which exactly they need because they cannot do Dehaka. They cannot use Falstad too much.
Yeah, I think that's probably what they're looking towards here. And because BlossoM didn't know for sure, they just took the safe route. They took Illidan's best support away with the Uther. You have Stitches and these two heroes paired together for the follow-up Hammer of Justice right after the hook. Sure, not as strong as the Malfurion, but you're more worried about Dami's support pairings here with the Abathur coming out. So if you're going to grab Illidan, I think you have to do it here. Question is with what? Really want to go all in with it? Hey, it's not going to be Illidan, it will be Zera.
Even Zeratul Avatar is a great pick, of course. Has a global pressure. Oh, hovering that Stukov pan. I would love to see it, but no. Not yet.
Disabled on this patch, so.
Stukov is so strong when it comes to double support. He's amazing.
He certainly is, but not legal for play.
Yes,
so
not yet.
Looking for the Malfurion ban instead. Now, Abathur pairs both with the Zeratul and the Greymane super well. And so we might see Sniper's Greymane. That's a possibility. He's very good on the Abathur, but we'll see exactly how Miracle wants to play this one out. And they have insanely good wave clear for the Pumpkin Men, for the Zeratul and the Greymane. Zeratul's roaming ability, the harass he has, means that BlossoM needs to think about what DPS they're going to use, how safe the DPS is going to be. Actually going to ban the Diablo here instead of the Malfurion.
They're just going for Judy's hero pool this time. Because the most used was Stitches, and right after is Morden, but Diablo has been some decent picks.
Malthil to stop the solo laning. The cool thing about the Malfurion, the not banning the Malfurion, is sure we saw amazing roots coming out from Jaehyun last game, and we saw some struggles in the early game for BlossoM because of that. But Malfurion doesn't really pair with Zeratul or Greymane that well. And the roots aren't going to be as powerful against whatever BlossoM is building. They're going to be building a more ranged composition instead of a melee hyper carry with Cassia and the Illidan, so that's why the roots were so powerful. So they think about the struggle they had in the game and then realize before locking in the ban that it just doesn't make as much sense here. And they're very okay with allowing Miracle to take Malfurion. They may just take Rhaegar instead, but you know, they're saying this is not a must ban. The Diablo is the safer ban. Let's weaken Judy's hero pool. It was weak on the Tyrael. Maybe they're happy for him to take a Tyrael again if that's what he's going to go for. I feel like a 2016 Tempest comp, that's what they're running.
Okay, double support, BlossoM coming out. Seems like they want to go in all in. Possibly maybe even Lunara coming out. Of course, no chat could be on Falstad, but not this time because there's a pressure against Zeratul with the Avatar hat could be very painful. So not even going to think about Falstad and grab that Dehaka instead for the global.
If Miracle wants to go all in, they can put Judy on the Tyrael again. Tyrael Rhaegar could still work.
Rate on Tassadar. Pretty high, I'd say.
He's just so flexible. He works in so many different compositions. If you pick him early, there's no way your opponent can kind of counter what heroes work with it completely. So, if they run Tyrael Rhaegar here, then Greymane has to be the hyper carry. Zeratul has to have good Void Prisms. He has to get some early game ganks. They need to look for pressure. They need to get the bell towers. Feels very all in. Okay. Gonna go for the Muradin instead. This is a more well-rounded pick. Gives a lot more appealing provided.
Also,
and he won't be picked off over and over and over again
yes,
like he was last time.
And does not eat as much healing as the other tanks. Also, the second most comfortable hero from Judy. I like this pick coming out from Miracle. They have Avatar as a global to counter against Dehaka, somewhat to empower Zeratul when he dives in. But what is this last solo DPS that BlossoM is going to bring here? Vala, Lunara are most likely, but
yeah, I think it's either going to be Q-Vala or the Lunara that you mentioned.
Maybe they're thinking of something else, though.
Falstad is actually still reasonable because his Hammer Gains will get a lot of lifesteal with Tassadar shields together. We've seen that before, the solo DPS Falstad. It's not the strongest one, but it gives you a second global, a lot of split pushing pressure.
Let's see it. Zin, Zin.
Could be. Hope not. I'm thinking it's Vala.
Tracer! Okay.
Well, solo DPS Tracer is very difficult to pull off. And you're not dealing with squishy backline heroes here. Greymane's pretty tanky. Rhaegar is insanely tanky. Getting the picks with the pulse bombs is going to be of the utmost importance. Rhaegar is going to have to be Johnny on the spot with the Ancestrals too to make sure when those pulse bombs goes off, he has the counter. If Tracer's picked off, the DPS here is abysmal for BlossoM, so they're going to have to protect her. We might even see Untouchable coming out for the talent choice here. BlossoM is ahead in this series, and they are going into the second one, trying to take the 2-0 against MVP Miracle. Can they do it? Let's find out right now. BlossoM, Wiz on Dehaka, Gondar on Stitches, Mora on Tassadar, Dudu on Tracer, and no chat on Uther.
And in red, MVP Miracle. Judy on Muradin, Dami on Zeratul, Jaehyun on Rhaegar, C moving on Greymane, and Sniper on Avatar.
So, let's see if this Tracer pick works out. I like the picks for Miracle better. It feels like they had a better theme for their draft. There wasn't really a hero that BlossoM could run range-wise that they felt comfortable with that could be the hyper carry with the Tassadar Uther, except the Tracer.
Ooh, I thought they picked Tracer to actually have it against. Oh, it's baited! His recall really blinks, and shield is enough for him to survive, but no check gets called instead.
Well, Gondar gets the hook, but
I think he was looking
not the one he wants.
Yeah, I think he was looking for the friendly hook there. Not going to land. I thought Tracer was going to go for the level 1 talent against Dami to reveal Zeratul instead. Not this time, it seems like.
Nope, not in this case. So, no Tracer rounds. And I feel like when we watch these team fights occur, it's really going to be based off of the CCs that we see. Like, can the hooks be followed up into another hook from Wiz? We get like a tongue grab after a hook. Maybe, I don't think we're going to see Force Wall. Maybe like Force Wall locks somebody, then Tracer gets a Pulse Bomb. Feels like a lot of ifs though, right? And Tracer's damage output is decent, but it's really about her burst for her Pulse Bombs. Then she's just so difficult to kill, and she's usually paired with another DPS, not the solo DPS.
Yeah, that's... Everything you said is right and true, but lots of melees from Miracle. It's going to be a little bit harder to actually cancel all the channeling happening from BlossoM when they have all the utility, the mobility to go around the map. They also have the global. So I think Sniper has to be on top with the soaks.
Yeah, he will. And also, if they get a single Stormbolt onto Dudu in a fight where all the DPSs are there, he's dead. And we've already seen one connect here. He's going to try to deny this, but as you said, a whole lot of melees, so going to need cocktails to stop this channel. So will be the trade so far. Abathur got the top right one, so some extra body soaking there. So Miracle got down here with 4 men a lot faster. Brushstock is called. Here he comes.
There's a hook. And gets a kill onto Zeratul. Not going to be the only one. It seems like Zudi will be going down all long.
CC is really good here.
Yes.
CC is just chained together. And you see that level 4 talent?
Yes,
I'm seeing it. I'm liking it. That's going to be 2 stacks already. And this is what you kind of have to do with Tracer. She needs to be the unkillable Tracer. She needs to have, as soon as possible, at least like say 5-6 stacks for the extra DPS. This is a doable thing. It's very difficult, but already so far so good here for BlossoM. A whole level ahead from that last fight. And even though Miracle had the better positioning, the CCs were just chained together.
Dami has been harassing a little bit, but not really doing too much. Just harassing. Oh, that's a good one.
Already used
with
the
pulse
toss.
bomb, with the body block, they will get the kill for sure. Jaeyoung comes in, dives in along. I think he will die also, though.
Yeah, they cannot be giving kills away to these untouchable stacks like this. Dudu does get away here. Dami, though, with the forward pull.
Nicely done.
And he's going to get no chat, too. The heal's coming out. Going to try to grab him here. Does he have a hook? Doesn't look like it. Crazy Moving wants to go in. He's got the Abathur hat.
Rip stacks there. That's a good news for Miracle to come back.
They had 3 stacks until that moment. Already taken away. One of the, you know, we talk about melees, but one of the cool things Miracle does have to chase down and kill the Tracer is going to be that Vorpal Blade. And that's something that allowed that to happen in the last fight. So keep an eye on that. So Dudu back to 0. And we'll watch the next team fight. But Miracle also needs to be careful not to overextend. That worked out for them the last time, but if that had gone worse, there would be 5 untouchable stacks there as he gets away. Dami, very cognizant of this.
Dami barely got the kill, and the timing, I believe, timing was almost over for the Vorpal to actually go connect to Tracer because of that recall. That was well done by Dami to make that super play. With that, they will soak up a little bit more, but the global is still against them. And the mobility is still pretty strong, and the wave clear is there too, with the storms coming out from Tastar, and Tehaka is soloing this top alone forever.
There's always going to have an EXP lead outside of the team fights.
Mule coming in with the value there.
Well, against the Tehaka, you definitely get a lot of value out of the Mule because of his split pushing. Just want to make sure that Bell Tower never just eventually gets taken out, worn down. So if you just keep using the Mule there, then even though Tehaka keeps pushing, it'll be very difficult for him to actually finish those off with the minion waves. So Miracle's actually going to give this up, which is fine for now, actually understanding that it was going to be very difficult for them to find anything more there with Abathur having to be up in the top lane. They don't have 10, they don't have the clone yet. They can't give up too much more than this. They're already 8 shots behind. And they're behind in EXP slightly for the reasons we talked about with the Haka, the fast wave clear. Tastar can roam and then clear waves very quickly with the Psy Storm. Miracle will actually take a lead in EXP right now, though.
With the Abathur on Dami, he has to be looking for, not just for harass, and he tried to even look for the kills, but BlossoM is really playing safe, and Wiz has been pretty passive on his lane, actually, knowing that Zeratul, when he's down there, that was the only time he pressured up to the lane, and BlossoM's, the other 4 really sticking together, Tastar being safe alone. I think Dami cannot find the answer if he cannot get the kills that he wants to get. And BlossoM will start to snowball their lead for sure.
Okay, they do get that faster 10 like we were talking about. It's only slightly faster, though. I don't think they'll be able to capitalize on this right now. Pulse Bomb's upgraded. He's got one available. Divine Storm is being considered here for the extra CCs for damage, and they've already got so much CC. Divine Shield could help Dudu out of a pinch, make him do that extra damage, and also help him get those untouchable stacks. I'd prefer that, but CC is always good. As we've seen so far in this game, most of those 4 kills have been because of chained CCs on the side of BlossoM. The hooks, tongue grabs, the point-click stuns onto the Zeratul.
Just in case Zeratul comes in from the side with the Void Prison. No Chat is still holding on to this 10 choice there. It is shield at the end.
Yeah, I like this better, especially because you've gone untouchable. You kind of need that extra protection.
Gondar those hooks. I believe it was blind hook too, and the angle that he threw was pretty good. Did not actually land though. Here's a ranged harass, which Miracle cannot do too often.
See, this is when the mule comes into play, because starts wearing down that bell tower. He has to use the mule to make sure that it stays up and healthy. I actually like this mule talent pick a lot against the Dahaka. Okay, here's another good hook, and the Gorge this time. Will they be able to follow it up with more? The point click is ready. There it is, but not enough damage.
Dami didn't even use the there's the Volpo, and now the Void Prison dropped at the perfect timing for himself and actually the teammates to actually pair up.
Dudu's going to kill this clone, and it's going to look for the follow-up here. The Pulse Bomb is good. He wants more. Not going to be able to find anything. MVP Miracle will back off. It's a 1-for-1. But another stack for Dudu, and they have the positional advantage here. Might even be able to get both altars now. The first one channeling to the bottom. They will absolutely have it. So many tools to buy time here. Mora, does he have dimensional shift? If he does, he's waiting for a long time. Does drop it out in here. Dami does get the Ancestral. Wiz is getting very low. Perfect burrow, though. Crazy moving goes down. Wiz will be the next to fall. Dudu gets another Pulse Bomb. Throughout all this, he's farmed it up. Jaehyun is going to go down, too. That's another untouchable stack. And Dami, he tries to hide, but he's not going to be successful.
So many stacks going to Dudu, and
they're making these CCs work, man. They have the Gorge, they have the hooks, the tongue grabs, those massive slows coming out from the slam build from Stitches.
I feel like Miracle could have won that fight if they had the focusing. Their positioning was a little bit off. Dami, I think they were way too concerned for Dami to make the safe escape, which he did alone without even using Void Prison. And their positioning was really off, and the clone did not do too much, especially against the double support, the shield.
I think you're onto something with this. Like, they did spend a lot of resources in positioning to try to make sure Dami was safe, but he didn't even need their help.
Yes. And after a while, and BlossoM just took advantage actually of the positioning of Miracle and turned that around.
Well, look at this. I mean, you talk about melees. Judy is getting caught, and he's just being harassed nonstop by Dudu. It has the extra damage, as you can see. And when they can't commit in, Dudu just harasses them down and prevents them from mounting. And he's basically untouched, as his level 4 talent indicates. He did get the 1 death, but that was pretty highly stacked. You got to imagine he's at like 5 stacks now, maybe even 6. You know, I lost track exactly, but we'll probably get popped up occasionally throughout this game by our observer.
I think he lost it at 3, so I think it's 5. There's a hook onto Judy. No Avatar this time.
Okay, they're committing a lot to this, though, and they just don't have the damage to burst it down, but I love this Gorge.
Stall time, and Ancestral connects onto Crazy Moving. Judy goes out for the wrap. Perfect shield onto Gondar, but Luther is going down.
We'll be able to provide some extra heals here. Dudu is trying to take out this clone, but he won't be able to get much else here. You have to imagine he's got a Pulse Bomb now, though. Jaehyun's the target. Dudu is trying to carry this. A Pulse Bomb connects onto Crazy Moving. Dami would be in trouble if he had the Tracer rounds here. He wants it. He can't have it, but they may just be able to get this bell tower. That Divine Shield was so good. He had the healing there to protect everybody else. Gondar coming back into the fight, understanding they could turn it around, having faith in Dudu, where I did not in this draft, and he is absolutely looking like a star right now.
Lots of actions went for near Tracer, but actually the Haka on that play was so solid, did so much damage with the AoE damage. Basically took out half the health of all 4 targets of Miracle when they were dealing with the clone alone. And Tracer just went and cleaned that up.
Yeah, and now 6 untouchable stacks, so getting that extra damage, it's coming in piece by piece, and it's only going to get worse for Miracle. They can't figure this out. They're going to be down a talent tier here, and you know, I think the next one is the last 3 spawn, so this could be massive. They need to make sure they don't lose a bell tower before that happens. Okay, look at Dudu's position. Let's watch him specifically here. He just farms up his health back again with that Tracer, or sorry, with that Tassadar shield. Just push this wave in. Pumpkin Men are going to slam into this bell tower. Miracle cannot afford to lose this right now. there's just nothing they can do. They're getting kited so hard by Dudu. They don't have any initiate. They don't have any engage. And Murden gets focused down every time he tries, as we've seen him try many, many times. Judy just goes in like this, drops down the clap, but no one can follow up.
Yep, they're using their team advantage here, as Miracle does not really have too much. As you saw, the cocktail was basically the only thing flying in the air for the range attack. And BlossoM, knowing that, they can just pressure with the Storm, with all the Tracers, the auto attack just like that. And they took that bell tower pretty easily.
Now, just have good wave clear, and this comp that punishes anyone from overextending. So if you try to come in and grab Dudu, there's so many CCs, you're going to get caught. Judy is always the target. It's a Stormbolt here, that's all he's getting. Gets another Stormbolt stack, I suppose. This is the last 3 spawn, as I said. And it looks like BlossoM wants to go 18. They want to go 6-6-6 and end the game. They're going to go for this altar. Greymane will clear the bottom one, however, though, so they're not going to get double, but they're still going to have the 15, which will put them 1 core shot away from health if they can take all 3. Abathur is maybe going to be able to steal the neutral one. It's a risky choice. He's going to go for the top right. At least he looked like he was. If you see on the minimap, he's considering going for that channel. It's greedy, though. If they get punished, it's going to be pretty terrible. Okay, he's going to grab it for free. No one sees him.
They actually want to punish this, and no chat does overstep a little bit. Here comes the pulse bomb. It seems like Gorge was used onto the other side. Judy can dwarf toss away. They lose Rehgar in meanwhile, though.
Okay, Sniper, though, has the clone available. Look at this Divine Shield. He's blocked into that Void Prism, though. Mora, don't know if he has Dimensional Shift or not. Sniper will be cleaned up here on the clone.
But Abathur will be
is
dead.
Stuck! See you later. 12 kills to 8 now here for BlossoM. And Dahaka's going to take the neutral in the bot. 6 shots left on the core for MVP Miracle. The upset is real so far, G-Clef. BlossoM is killing it. Dudu on this Tracer is smashing it. 8 stacks now. Don't even know what to say.
Bye. Miracle really overextended. I thought they were just going for their own altar and make sure BlossoM, just let BlossoM take 2 and then try to climb back up later. But they ended up losing even more.
I almost feel like taking human range for Greymane would have been reasonable after looking at where we are in this game.
Make him into DPS.
Yeah, you never really think about that talent being viable, but in this situation, I feel like it certainly would be. There's never able to finish Dudu off when the Suns come in. The clones are always kited. BlossoM disengages, Dudu clears up the Sniper's clone, and they go into the next fight. And we saw the Mule usage here has been helpful, but not enough. Here's another stun onto Crazy Moving, this time Pulse Bomb.
Onto Crazy Moving. Dami's looking for kills, but does not have the Void Prison. He needs to get the kills. Ancestral actually went into different targets. So.
Oh, Dudu's in trouble this time. But they just don't have the range. They don't have the range to chase him here. Divine Shield's actually onto Tastar.
As long as Dudu is alive, I think they're okay, even if they lose the team fight.
Okay, so they actually Divine Shielded Tastar, knowing that Dudu with the Tastar shields would be able to heal up back to full health. And that's exactly what happened there. But still, they lose the fight. First one lost here. Feels like one tiny step for Miracle, a baby step, but they need leaps right now to catch up. BlossoM's about to hit level 20.
Yeah, that's exactly why. They were okay. They were retreating right after because they knew they were hitting 20 very soon. They have the global. The Hawkeye's already on top. Try to soak for the later one after this boss is taken.
All right, Double Gorge, Twilight Archon. These are massive power spikes for BlossoM right now. The Double Gorge can ruin Zeratul day. You grab Judy when he comes in. Zeratul doesn't have that peel anymore. You get the Double Gorge, and then suddenly everything gets cleaned up by the Tracer.
The hungry stitches. If you can eat Dami and Crazy Moving, basically there's no damage coming out from Miracle. So BlossoM can have a fun time right after.
All right, well, this 5 shots, they can't deny it, but they will live. The problem is that anything kills them now.
Anything.
Literally anything. So they have to play a perfect game now. They're down against Storm Talents. The decision to let it go was the correct one because they didn't want to take the fight before 20. But they're lucky at least that this bell tower lived a little bit longer. It's gone now. And BlossoM, they have all the advantages. All they need to do now is to play safe, minimize mistakes, and look for any opportunity to grab the escorts. Look, they're going to go for blue side escorts right now. Miracle looking to invade. They know Dahaka's up top. Rush Talk is available, though.
They just hit 20.
A risky decision here by Miracle. They don't overcommit, though. And they should be able to keep these bell towers healthy. That's not the concern for them is never they're going to lose all 6 bell towers. They have Mule. That's not going to happen, but they just need to make sure that they don't lose out to an escort push, or if they lose one of these altars, especially the bot one, that's the most important. If they lose that, that could be a win condition for BlossoM.
It's really tough against 26 core health. There's the hook, and to the Gorge.
Judy's going in here, but he's not in range of the second Gorge. Here comes the Twilight Archon. It's going to be so much damage coming out from Mora. Good Ancestral. Nice one there.
Nicely done, and Crazy Moving survived. Taster is gone, and Dudu takes a lot of damage, so he can't be going in anymore.
Whoa!
There's the hook.
Look at these hooks, though. The tongue grab and the hook together. Crazy Moving is so low. He gets away, though. Wiz is body black, but they're not able to get the grab. He gets the grab, though, onto Jaehyun here. The pulse bomb is real. Now the slow's coming in from the slam damage. Dami gets the kill over the wall, but it won't matter. Judy is going to be the next to fall, it looks like. Another great hook here. And he's just trying to kite back with the Abathur hat. It's not going to be enough, though. They got the Tracer kill,
again.
But that's the full wipe, and that's going to be the altar phase.
For
22
sure.
seconds. All they have to do is right-click on it, and they will take this game.
Abathur has to come.
He has to come.
Has to come.
He has to come.
The slap. You have to do the slap.
He has to. Or he's going to wait. He's going to wait till the last second.
The perfect timing. Which one is it?
It's going to be both. He has to somehow be at both places. He has to put down the nest at the perfect spot and then go in and then hit the slap. Can he make it happen? Wait, Wiz is channeling.
Come on!
All right, he's coming.
Came.
He came.
For one, but
he missed
the other one is channeled, and that's going to be it.
GG.
Another kill, and that's going to be GG. BlossoM taking game number 2. It's 2-0. Miracle is lost right now.
BlossoM prepared really nice draft today. They knew that they could, with the Ariel first pick on the game 1, build into the Cassia. They made that happen so well. Game number 2, they knew Tracer could kite this composition. They thought about the Bala. They thought about it a lot, but they decided with Tracer, they had the trust in Dudu, they could make this happen. And this is the things that we talk about BlossoM, is trying new strategies, making new drafts work. And if they don't work, adapting the drafts, improving on them. And today, the Tracer, I didn't have faith. And I feel like I have to go apologize to Dudu after that one, because he made the pick shine.
Not just about the Tracer, it was the entire combo of Miracle. I was literally expecting Illidan to come out, because Abathur was okay. You can soak in a global a little bit, but Dami was just harassing. You cannot fully dive in, but if you have the Rehgar, it gives a lot more chance and damage for you to actually output. And Dami on Illidan, I don't have to describe, and he does a ton of damage. I think the team comp that was basically taken from Miracle was based for Dami's Illidan, but 0-2? He didn't do too much. Of course, he got the last end damage to actually take out Tracer a few times, but that was it.
That was it.
Not much.
Just so difficult against his comp that has so much CC, but he had to be the playmaker. He had to avoid those CCs. He just couldn't do it. But guys, BlossoM could have the massive 3-0 upset. We didn't think this series was going to be one-sided. Definitely not in BlossoM's favor. But we're going to go into game number 3 after a very short break, and we'll see you then.